Good morning, everybody, and welcome. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to the weekend. Today is Friday, the 9th of October, 2020. I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to a full day of fun gameplay streaming. In fact, today, first day of October, we're going to be doing something very, very pertinent to the month. Very exciting, because today is the first day of October. We're going to be doing something spooky. That's right. Today we're actually going to start up a horror game. And I'm excited because this month it looks like we're going to be playing 3 horror games, which actually really excites me because obviously, being Halloween Horror Month and the fact that I am a fan of horror and horror movies and horror games, it's cool that we'll be able to hang out this month, basically doing horror stuff all month long. Alright, so today we're starting up Amnesia, The Dark Descent. A game that I played 9 years ago. Actually, I take that back. I think it was 7 years ago. Was it 2013? I can't actually remember the exact date. I think it was just when I had started doing direct capture, if I remember correctly, because I think I played it on PC and I was direct capturing it, right? And I'm excited for this because when I played this back then, I was not being fair to it at all. I was being completely unfair to the game. I was being an asshole. Now, back then, I used to be an asshole all the time. That was one of my things, part of my shtick, was just to be an asshole to games and game devs, and people kind of liked that irreverent attitude that I had. All right? Now, the reason I was an asshole was because, let's be honest, 7 to 10 years ago, there was a period of time when there was a group of content creators on the internet, before they were even called content creators, right? That wasn't a thing back then. They would have a webcam, all right, or face cam, all right, and they would play horror games. And when they did so, by the way, they were always PC-oriented horror games. It was never like a console mainstream horror game. It was always, let's play the hottest new indie PC horror game. And when they did that, whether it was Amnesia, whether it was Five Nights at Freddy's, whether it was Slender Man, or whatever it might have been, they would completely overact on camera. They would act like every little thing in the game was scary as hell to them. They would scream like a sissy every second. Like, that was their shtick. That was their thing. And because of that, they actually became virally popular. Now, I'm not talking one content creator. I'm not talking two. I'm talking there was, like, a good handful of guys who were doing this. And they all acted the same, looked the same, talked the same. It was a running shtick. I kind of, like, look back at stuff like that. And I think to other times when there was really weird shit going on YouTube that got virally popular, like Fred. You guys remember Fred? The obvious adult who had a voice changer and sounded like a shrieking child and somehow became virally popular on YouTube to the point where then he had multiple movies and deals with Nickelodeon. Yeah. So I equate these really stupid trends to dumb shit like that. That weird shit just gets virally popular. I don't understand. The first time you see one of these guys doing this, maybe you get a laugh out of it. But how could you constantly be watching the same kind of content over and over when you know it's fake, right? To me, back then, I got zero enjoyment out of that kind of stuff. And the thing is, I was angry, admittedly. Now I'm different today, but back then, I got jealous. I was super angry. Because I'm like, these guys literally just sit here acting. And they act over the top constantly, and people are so dumb they buy it. These guys have gotten virally popular and are making now, at that point it was thousands of dollars. Today some of these guys are fucking millionaires. Okay? All because they got their start screaming at a camera like a sissy girl. And I was really angry about it back then. Alright? Today I'm in a much better place than I was back then, that's for sure. Mentally, and my life now is much better. But back then I was angry because I was someone who I felt was working his ass off. Remember, I was the most prolific gaming YouTuber, putting out more playthroughs than anyone else, putting out legit playthroughs. Instead of acting or faking, I was trying to put out legitimate playthroughs with my legitimate reactions and opinions on games. People came to me to actually get legit opinions on new releases. And the fact that there were people faking it and making big bank and becoming virally popular because of it pissed me the fuck off. Alright? I can openly admit that today. Back then, I was an obstinate asshole, and I wouldn't admit shit like that. But today, I can admit how jealous I was. Alright? So, when I finally played Amnesia, it wasn't because I wanted to. It was because you guys, I say you guys are probably not, because that was 7+ years ago. Probably not the same people anymore. But at that time, my viewing audience wanted me to play this game because they were like, I don't understand, Phil, you play all the popular games. This game is virally popular right now. Why aren't you playing it? To which I explained, listen, the problem here is that I don't think I'm going to like the game. I feel that the game will not be scary to me, and it's going to be completely overblown because these guys who played it overacted. So I guarantee you the playthrough will not be good. And then admittedly, and I'm telling you this publicly now, admittedly, when I played that game, I made every effort to not be scared. I made every effort to not take it seriously, to not immerse myself in it, and to basically just rip the game a new asshole because I was so angry about the situation at the time. And after playing it for about, I think it was 19 parts, but keep in mind back then I made 10-minute long parts for YouTube. So, you know, do the math, right? If there were 19 parts, 190 minutes, you know, about what, 3 hours roughly? You know, not, you know, about 3 hours of gameplay. I did it was one session essentially of Amnesia. By the end of the session, I basically said to everyone, I don't think this game is scary. I don't know if it's entertaining. And people who were watching were like, nah, watching you play this is not entertaining. People thought this playthrough was going to be huge when I did it. They thought this is going to be one of the biggest things Phil's ever done because he's finally playing a virally popular game. But because I basically made every effort to not care about the game, people were like, yeah, this sucks. Go play something else. Don't keep playing this because it's not going to be entertaining. You're not scared by any of it. And, you know, you're not immersing yourself in it. You're ignoring the story logs and everything. You're making fun of the game. And it's just not fun. So, that was my coverage of Amnesia, you know, 7+ years ago. Okay? Now, again, admittedly, it was not fair. It was not done properly. Back then, I wasn't as professional as I am today. I certainly didn't take my time with games to enjoy them. And in that playthrough, I had an agenda, and that's why it ended the way it did. Okay? Now, let's fast forward over the years here, right? Because let's be honest here. I've played many more survival horror games, some great, some terrible. I've played many of these first-person survival-style survival horror games. Nah, some of them could be good, and some of them are not so good. You know, recently I played ones like, what was it, Cry of Fear? No, what was the one I played last year? Something about fear. It was on that boat. That one was terrible. I played Blair Witch. That one was terrible. All right? I played both Outlast games. I felt the first Outlast game was actually good and scary. The second one was terrible. Okay? But I also have played Soma. Now, Soma was the next game that this studio who worked on the original Amnesia made, and I actually liked that one. Okay? I thought that one was quite good. It wasn't jump scare horror, it was psychological horror. It really made you think about human existence, what's life, what's not, what's real, what isn't. You know, cloning, all kinds of shit. It was a really crazy game. The plot itself was really mind challenging. And I really enjoyed playing that one. Although a lot of people didn't get it and didn't think that it was very good. I loved it. Okay? So, that now, later this month, on the 20th, so in 11 days, the next Amnesia is actually coming out. It's called Amnesia Rebirth. And I don't know if it's going to be good or not. All right, but being that it is a horror game during Halloween Horror Month, I decided I would cover it as a new release. Okay, so I'm excited for that, and I hope you guys are too. But I said, man, it would be pretty stupid if I don't play the original game that started it all and give it a fair shake before we play the new one, right? So that's what we're doing, and the thing is, we have time. Like, right now, there's nothing going on in the realm of new releases. There's nothing even for a week. Next week, there's an expansion for Ghost of Tsushima called Legends, where it's a 4v4 online mode. So I'll probably check that out. But even that is not going to be anything for a full playthrough. You know what I mean? So we have time. And I've heard this original Amnesia is about 8 to 9 hours long. So 2, maybe 3 sessions, and we'll wrap it up, which is good. It gives us a week to play it, take our time with it, actually enjoy it. And I hope you guys will be here along for the ride with me. Okay, now here's the thing. I debated how to do this. You know, a lot of people say that when you're playing horror games, you really need to immerse yourself. And so what I've done is I've immersed myself in a vat of liquid, and I'll be playing underwater for the entirety of the stream, because that's what it means, right? No, of course not. And I'm joking, but what I have done, which I don't know if this is going to work or not, as I'll show you on camera. You guys ready? I basically turned all the lights off in the office, all right? What I got going is I'm here in the dark. There is light, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's light coming. I have the blinds completely shut, but obviously it's daytime, so sun will be hitting the blinds, and so there will be some light. but I've turned all the lights off in the office, and what I did is I turned on the skull, so at least there's a little bit of a spooky effect behind me with the skull. That's about the best I can do. You know, some people are like, oh, make it completely dark. I can't. I don't have blackout shades, you know. There is a sun, you know, that we're orbiting here on planet Earth. We're orbiting a sun, and there's no way to really block the light from it besides blackout shades, which I don't have. So I have the blinds down as much as I can. So I'm going to be playing like this, all right? And will it add anything to the playthrough? Probably not, and I guarantee people will now complain, because I've never done anything like this before. I've never played in the dark before, but people have asked for this for horror games for a long time. Watch now, people will be like, oh, I can't see Phil. What's he doing? This sucks, right? This is what always happens. People ask for something a million times. I actually do it, and then people get, oh, wow, that's terrible. Why are you doing that? So we'll see what happens, all right? We'll see what happens, but I'd like feedback. Do you like me sitting in the dark like this, right? Anyway, so I will be doing that for the playthrough, okay? Every time that I play Amnesia, I'll be doing this. So we'll see what happens, okay? All right. So Amnesia the Dark Descent today on the main stream. I'm going to immerse myself in this game, meaning this time around, I'll take it seriously. I'll actually read all the story logs and things that I'll find around, try to understand the plot, and try to have a good time. Now, I'm going to be very upfront and honest with all of you. If you guys like this, please support it. If you guys like the fact that I'm playing this horror game, I'm after years of, you know, basically made fun of it and then I ignored it. But now I've listened to your feedback over the years. You guys said, why don't you go back and give it a fair shot? Especially now it makes sense. Please support the stream. All right? I like doing special things like this, especially during horror month, you know, Halloween horror month. But at the same time, you know, I want them to be successful. I don't want to do this and then people don't show up, people don't contribute, and then people are like, wow, that was great. And for a week, you know, everything's terrible. That's not what you know, that would obviously be the opposite of the intended effect here. All right? So if you can, please support the stream today. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. We're not going to go into detail about that right now, how you can support and blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's today. Now, later tonight, it will be Street Fighter. Old School Street Fighter returning. All right? I have not played Old School Street Fighter in 2 weeks. Last week, we skipped it because I wanted to try this Super Mario Bros. 35 game, which I thought was good, but really so basic that after playing it once, I won twice. I mean, that's crazy. The first time you play a Battle Royale game, you win. I won twice. Both types of game modes that were available, I won. And I was making top 5 placings every time. So people, at the end of the stream, people were bored. They were like, dude, it was fun when you first started, but you've already mastered this damn thing in this one session. So move on. So I did. So we're back to Old School Street Fighter tonight. I know many of you are excited for that because many of you enjoy the Old School Street Fighter stuff. All right. 2 hours of Street Fighter 2, 3, and Alpha 3, starting around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Okay? All right. Tomorrow, it's the return of Crash 4. Yes, I know. Many of you were really enjoying the Crash 4 playthrough last weekend. I played it 4 straight streams. Well, I tried to play it 4 straight streams, except for the 4th stream, I got a false DMCA takedown against me for a game I wasn't even playing. They actually took me down off of Twitch with a false copyright strike for playing the beta of Crash 4, which I wasn't even playing. So Twitch should be so fucking embarrassed. The thing is, Twitch right now is in such hot water for so many different reasons. Like, for example, there's a story out there right now that there's been a systematic abuse in the company among employees for years, that their HR department is a joke and they ignore all kinds of claims of mistreatment and things in the company. And basically, they're in trouble right now. So, out of all that, I'm pretty sure that false DMCA claims is the last thing on their plate right now that they're really worried about. So, I don't know who the hell reviews them, but whatever, you know, buffoon did actually granted me a false DMCA claim against my channel for a game I wasn't even playing. Isn't that delightful? Anyway, I missed out on a stream because of that. Okay? And now, I'm going to go back to it tomorrow. All right? I'm going to try to make up for it. You know, all I got to do was one boss fight against Neo Cortex. And I unlocked him as a playable character, and then I never got to play the next stage. I started it, and that's when the false takedown happened. So, we're going to pick up where we left off tomorrow, hopefully. No bullshit, and I get to actually enjoy the game. All right? Tomorrow night, Saturday night, the conclusion of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Yes, after 5 months of playing the game, we're finally finishing the playthrough tomorrow night. It'll be bittersweet because, you know, obviously, if I've been playing a game for 5 months, that's a crazy long playthrough. It's something that I invested a lot of time in. And it's going to be cool to see the end of it. At the same time, it's going to be kind of sad because it's been an ongoing playthrough for a long time. These are characters that were well developed and everything in the game with their side stories and everything. So it'll be sad to see it go. At the same time, it's good because now we'll have more time on night streams to do different stuff instead of always having to do Fire Emblem 1 to 2 times a week. Okay? So that's going to be Saturday night. Sunday, it's time for the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Beta. I played the alpha a few weeks ago, and I was intrigued. I thought it was pretty good. I definitely thought it was better than Modern Warfare. I actually enjoyed myself playing it. Even though it doesn't seem perfect, it definitely seems like the best Call of Duty in a few years. And so now the beta is going to have different content available this weekend. Apparently different maps and the like, so I want to play it again. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing that on Sunday, mainstream. Sunday night, okay, it's going to be Animal Crossing. And what we're going to do in Animal Crossing New Horizons is check out the fall update, including pumpkin planting, candy, all kinds of fall outfits. Apparently, I haven't played the game in 2 months, and apparently there's new islanders, all kinds of stuff going on. My wife has told me that she planted some pumpkins this week, and she hopes that they'll be growing, by Sunday, so that we can see what they look like and mess around with them and everything. So we shall see. All right. Then on Monday, I'm leaving this open to you guys to determine: would you like to see me do more Amnesia or Crash 4 on Monday? Whatever you guys want is what I will do. And then what I don't do on Monday, I'll play on Wednesday when I come back from my break. Okay? Good stuff? Okay. Monday night, I'm going to do another session of Fall Guys. Although, admittedly, all right, after playing Fall Guys Season 2 for the first time last night, I was kind of disappointed. Fall Guys Season 2 does not seem like something that they put a lot of time and effort into. In fact, I would say this update, they probably put less time and effort into it than the update that came out a few weeks ago that remixed the stages. All they did was add in 2 stages. All right, one is a bunch of medieval-related stuff with, like, swinging guillotines and stuff like that. It's fun. It's a good stage. And there's another one where you're climbing up walls, like that look like castle walls, and you need to work with others to push blocks around to climb up these walls. But outside of that, it's identical. Like, all they did was palette swaps. So, like, for example, Slime Climb is colored differently. And that's it. They didn't change anything. So it actually looks to me like it's not very good. I was pretty disappointed playing it last night. I had fun playing the new stages at first, and I was like, that's it? So if I play this again on Monday, and it's not very good, then Fall Guys may not really be part of the rotation. Maybe I'll do it once a week, if that. I'm pretty disappointed. Admittedly, like, I was expecting way more. I thought there maybe be 3-4 new stages and a lot of new outfits, and right now there's like nothing. So I'm kind of like, meh. I'm not like super pumped to play it again. We'll see. We'll see how it goes on Monday night. Okay? So then, Wednesday and Thursday will be more Crash 4, more Amnesia. All right? Friday of this week, as I already said, is going to be the Ghost of Tsushima Legends expansion, where we'll check out the 4v4 online multiplayer mode. And then the rest of the week will be balanced to finish up Amnesia and finish up Crash 4. Okay? Excuse me. Late night streams will include things such as more Batman. It looks like maybe 2 more sessions of Batman will probably finish it up, which is good. So more Batman Arkham City. More Street Fighter, of course. If we want to, more Fall Guys. And then we'll play it by ear. There's many games that we could do as a late night stream that really we've kind of been holding off on because we've been waiting to see what would happen with everything. Maybe I could start up a Hollow Knight as a late night stream or something. Do 2 hours a couple times a week or something. I don't know. We'll see. The good thing is we're going to have the freedom to do that. Okay? We're actually going to have the freedom to mess around a little bit in the next week or so, because the 16th is the Ghost of Tsushima expansion. The 20th, so that would be next week, is Amnesia Rebirth. The 22nd is the expansion for Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra. Yes, I finally remember the name. The Crown Tundra. And then there's really nothing going on for a whole other week after that, when it's the release of Watch Dogs Legion, as well as Little Hope, the next, not episodic, but I guess it's part of an anthology of horror games from the Dark Pictures. Last one we played last year was Man of Medan, which was really good for the first run-through, and the second run-through not so good because you already know what's going on. But I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah, good stuff coming up this month. 2 more, after Amnesia, 2 more horror games, which is great. And keep in mind, of course, at the end of this month, the Halloween Horror Marathon. Please keep nominating games for that marathon by typing !marathon into the stream chat. And also, please keep voting on the category of costume you would like to see me wear by typing !costume into the stream chat. I will very shortly be heading out to look for Halloween costumes. All right? So I need your votes. I need to know what you guys want so I can figure out what to look for. Now, of course, there's some people asking, well, will you actually play Hollow Knight? Will you try Genshin Impact? Will you do these things? Maybe. It all depends on how time constraints and how things go this month. I'm not going to rule those things out. I'm going to just leave them as maybes and things that I would be interested in doing. But let's see how the rest of this month pans out with time-wise with the releases I am slated to play. Fair enough? Okay, then. All right, guys. So a few things. All right. First of all, today, if you would like to support the stream, please, if you can, tip me. All right, tipping. I really need help with tips for the rest of this week until basically I get paid by Twitch. The latest I'm supposed to get paid by Twitch is the 15th of the month, which would be what? Thursday coming up, so almost a whole week. My problem right now is I have pretty much next to no money. And what I mean by that is the money that I have is already allotted to pay bills. Okay, it's sitting in my bank account ready to clear to pay bills this month. I don't want to spend that money to do necessary things like go grocery shopping and stuff. I need your help with tips. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because I got, in the past week, over $1,700 in chargebacks, which is what emptied out my PayPal account. And by the way, I got more overnight. If you can fucking believe it. I thought, oh, that's the worst of it, right? No, more are coming in. Basically, it looks like during that month of September, this fucking guy who was doing all these, these fake tips did it a ton. It was like basically like every other tip, this motherfucker was doing this stuff. Now, I've put in safeguards to prevent this. As you guys know, I now require a login when you tip me, so that whether it's Twitch, whether it's YouTube, whether it's a PayPal account, whatever it is, you have to log in to tip me. And this has prevented fake tips for 2 days now. I've done this, and I've gotten 0 fake tips because of it. That's very good. But the problem was, I didn't institute this until 2 days ago. So the entire month of September, I was getting fake tips, and now they're all being charged back against me, okay? The situation sucks. I'll be fine once I get paid by Twitch, but I need to make it to then. And if I have no money, I can't do necessary shit this week. So if you could please, if you support the streams, please tip me today. It could be as little as $1, it adds up. People are like, oh, I can't help fill that much. I can only toss them $1. Hey, that helps, all right? It's not about one person giving a giant amount. It's always been about, with crowdfunding and supporting something like this kind of a stream, it's about everyone giving a little, and it adds up and it helps, all right? So please do if you can, all right? It's not mandatory or required. It's not expected, but it's greatly appreciated, especially now I need the help this week. What I'm hoping is after this week, things will go good, and what I mean by that is if I get paid by Twitch and everything goes according to plan, I won't need to be mentioning this shit anymore. This will be the end of it, okay? You won't hear about chargebacks and shit from me anymore because, I'll be fine. But I need to get through this week. I wouldn't be bringing this up. I haven't talked like this all year. If you remember, when the vest streak started, I never had to talk like this. Now, this is just being very serious and very, very honest with all of you. This really sucks this week. I need to get through this one freaking week. And if I can, things will be good. The past couple of days, tips have actually been low, okay? I haven't worn the vest in 4 streams, all right? So we haven't hit the tips goal in 4 streams. So, see what I mean? I really need your help today. If you like the Amnesia stuff, you like that I'm doing this special setup for it, please support the stream if you can. Okay? Please do. All right. Now, moving along with complete nonsense topics. Okay? I was contacted today behind the scenes by someone saying, Phil, you probably aren't aware of this because I know you don't go into detractor circles or whatever. All right? But basically, I have information for you that you should probably know, just in case somehow it actually affects you. Wait till you hear this. All right, I'm not gonna dwell on this super long. Okay, I'm not gonna dwell on this super long, but I'm just gonna tell you because it's so ludicrously stupid that I have to talk about it just for a minute. All right, some moron out there, some idiot detractor or whatever the fuck you want to call them at this point, because they're so crazy. I can't even fathom what they're trying to do here. Listen to this. Someone has attempted to impersonate me and file fake divorce papers in the state of Washington, trying to say that I am trying to divorce my wife. Okay? Now you might say, well, how did they do this? I don't know. I don't have the details yet. All right? But apparently someone has admitted publicly in a detractor Discord chat that they did this. They apparently went online, and you can see my marriage documents from Connecticut online. It's public record. And apparently they downloaded those marriage documents, and they basically copy-pasted my signature from the marriage documents and forged my signature on new documents trying to file for divorce here in the state of Washington. Okay? Now, immediately, you guys are reacting the same way that I did initially. You guys in the stream chat right now are like, what the fuck? That's fucked up. What are they, crazy? Who would do that? That's messed up. What is it? You know, there's a few things I have to think about when this happens. The first thing is this even anything that I should worry about? And the answer is actually no. And here's why, just so you guys don't get worried about this. The way legal documents work is that you can't just file them online magically and they work. That's not how legal documents work. In order for an actual legal proceeding to happen, there has to be people in person to take place, these legal things. You need to have someone witness a signing. All right, there has to be a witness to actually witness it and say, yes, this is legit, this actually happened. And then it's, you know, usually it's like a notary public or whatever. For example, when you get married, you need to have a notary public or a justice of the peace or someone there in order to witness that this actually happened and say, yes, I sign off on it. Okay? So obviously that's not going to happen. No one's going to be able to impersonate me and get a notary public or a justice of the peace or whatever. You know, no one's going to get someone to sign off on a divorce document when I'm not there. It's just not going to happen. So this is so dumb that it makes no sense at all. Like, why would you even try to do this? There's no way legally this process could go through at all. It's just wasting time. It's just stupidity is what it is. This idiot, whoever they are, is so dumb and doesn't understand legal proceedings that they actually think, right, that this could somehow hurt me. Like, oh, I'm going to get him. I'm going to make him get divorced behind the scenes and not even know it. Like, what? It's not going to happen. You would need to, number one, you need to have me there personally. You need to confirm my identification by checking ID. There need to be, like I said, notary public. It's just crazy that they think that they're going to get, like, how could you even get away with that? They're morons. All right? But in addition to that, all right, just filing that document, okay, just filing that document is 2 serious crimes. Forgery, because you impersonated me and forged my signature, and perjury. Because when you file a court document like that, you are saying under oath that you are doing something that's correct and legal. It's 2 serious crimes. If this person was ever caught, they would go to jail. Make no bones about it. They would go to jail. It's a very serious crime. No one's going to take that as a joke. Oh, you're impersonating someone trying to file legal documents in their name. You'll go to jail. So, you know, it's not like this happens every day to me with false chargebacks, stolen credit card numbers, false DMCA claims. It's just another situation of someone committing crime to try to fucking hurt me, all right? But the thing that baffles me about this is that I have absolutely no idea why they thought that this would have any negative impact on me. It's not going to go through. At the least, they'll get the initial court document filed. And maybe at some point someone will say, well, why is this just sitting here? Where is Phil to actually have this court document moved forward? And someone's probably going to try to contact me, okay? In which case I'll say, that's not real. And that's it. It would end there. You know, I don't know. Like, the other thing that gets me, even if you were doing all this shit, why the fuck would you talk about it publicly on a Discord chat? Like, what kind of a loser do you have to be that you are bragging publicly about breaking the law, admitting to people over the internet you committed forgery and perjury to try to hurt an internet streamer that doesn't know who you are, has never had any interaction with you, and doesn't give 2 flying fucks about you, right? This reminds me of the guy who publicly admitted during a PUBG stream he went out of his way to find a website that sells cardboard penises. He ordered the largest one off of the website, paid money to have a giant cardboard penis shipped to my house, and was bragging on the stream how he did this. And everyone's like, First of all, what the fuck is wrong with you? How is that funny or trolling? It's stupid. You're an idiot. You wasted money. And then, of course, I told everyone I didn't get any cardboard penis. This guy must have sent it to the wrong fucking address. So not only is he a complete idiot, then he wasted all his money sending it to the wrong place. You know? So it's kind of the same thing. So not only are you committing major crimes here, then you're admitting to it on the internet, incriminating yourself. By the way, that chat was already documented, just so you know. People have logs of the chat. They did it on purpose. Once people saw that, they were like, holy shit, you know, I don't like Phil, but holy fuck, committing crimes against him is pretty fucked up. And they already documented that chat. There's evidence of this whole situation. So you're fucked. You know, if anything were to ever come of this, you'd go right to jail. So congratulations on whoever did it. You're an idiot. Okay? But anyway, to me, it's just like, just another day, another stupid thing, another moron on the internet who thinks that actually committing crimes is okay. You know, oh, it's fine to commit perjury and forgery, as you know, because I'm anonymous on the internet, right? I'll get away with it. It's like, what are you fucking? You're an idiot. I mean, my God, on what planet do we live on that you think this stuff is okay? But this is the level of person that tries to do things against me. They have no actual conscience. They have no actual like wrong or right feeling in their head. They don't understand that actually doing false court documents is not funny. They think that it is. This is the same kind of person who would swat someone and think that, oh, it's funny, right? They don't understand that this is a waste of people's time. Serious things can happen as a result of it. It's a serious crime. They think it's just, oh, I'm immune to it because I'm on the internet, right? They're not. They're sociopaths. They're actual legit sociopaths who need help. If you're the person who did this, you seriously right now, I'm not kidding, stop what the fuck you're doing right now and go talk to a doctor. Say, my mental health is at stake. I don't know what's going on with me that I did this. I need help right now. Because this is not normal human behavior and you are fucked up and you need help. You will never have a normal life if you think this kind of behavior is acceptable or funny. You are doing crimes, you know, on a daily basis. Unfucking believable, right? So anyway, I only bring this up because it happened this morning. I said, well, the best defense against it is to talk about it publicly. Because that way, it's out there, everyone knows it, and if anything tries to happen, I've already said I know about it publicly, we all know that it's happening, and therefore, I'm protected against it. You know, if you kind of hide it in private, what could have happened was maybe someone would have taken it seriously. But now that I've talked about it publicly, it's on public record. No, I didn't file for divorce. This is insane. This is some idiot impersonating me, and it's all fluff. It should just basically just be shut down because I'm not involved in it. Okay? There you go. Just another day, just another crime against me, right? I mean, at this point, you just got to let it roll off your back like a duck in water. You let the water roll off your back, right? It's like, they will do anything. As long as they're anonymous on the internet and they don't feel there's going to be any repercussions against them for doing it, they will do any harmful act against me they could possibly fucking do, right? Pretty insane. Pretty fucking insane. Anyway, that's done with. The only other thing that I want to talk about before we get to shout-outs today is the absolute craziness over the Xbox Series X and S and the PS5, now that both consoles have had, like, breakdown videos put out on the internet. And all I'm seeing is back and forth between Sony and Microsoft fanboys. Basically going at it, tearing each other apart, saying this console's better than that console, this one's better than that. You know, like you watch the Xbox Series X people are like, oh, what a marvel of engineering. This thing's going to be super cool. Can you see the amazing design of how the air is going to blow out of this thing? And people are saying it's super duper silent and it's so small form factor compared to the PS5. So amazing. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. And by the way, did you see that the external storage that's available for the Xbox Series X is $10 cheaper than the one for PS5? That's amazing, man. I can't wait. And then on the PS5 side, you've got, oh my God, you see how sleek and awesome the PS5 looks? Did you hear it has liquid metal cooling? That's some next-gen shit. That's really going to allow that console to be better than the Xbox Series 1. Oh, by the way, even though they're saying that the external storage for the PS5 is going to cost $10 more, you notice how no one's mentioning that it's actually going to be 3 times faster than the external storage for the Xbox Series X. And by the way, there's a tiny little microchip on the motherboard for the PS5 that's going to allow that SSD to run way faster than the one that's installed in the Xbox Series X because the Xbox Series X doesn't have that tiny microchip. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, huh? What? I'm not making that up. Everything I just said is legit. It's legit people talking on Twitter, going back and forth about the two consoles, how one console's better than the other. And I'm like, what the how can you live like that? Like, really, there's nothing going on in your life that all you do is you sit here on Twitter and you obsess over these new consoles. Listen, am I excited for the new consoles? Yes. I'm getting PS5 at launch. I don't know if I'm getting exactly on launch day. I'm excited to unbox it, hook it up, check out the features, and play the launch games with you guys. I'm not excited to sit here and microanalyze every single piece of hardware inside the... Oh my god, did you see that it's soldered with 5 soldering spots and only 4 on the Xbox Series X? Oh my god, it's so much better. What the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck cares? Like, it's like insanity. Well, here's really what you need to judge when a new console comes out. Does it work? Does it fail within the first 2 months you own it? Like, remember when all the Xbox 360s red fucking ring, right? Are the launch titles good, right? And then, I guess, performance-wise, how long does it take for games to load, and how do games look on it? I don't give 2 fucks what's inside the console because it doesn't equate to anything. You know, seriously, and over the years, all these consoles, it's the most powerful console. It's the fastest running. It's the coolest. It's the best, none of that matters. What matters is, does it work, and how much enjoyment do you get out of it, period. I don't care what's inside of it. It could have a bunch of fucking gnomes running on a fucking hamster wheel, powering it with pixie dust. I don't care what's inside of the fucking box. What I care about is it good? And that's what we'll know when they're finally out. Sitting here and speculating about what's inside the boxes and how they're going to run because this one has a microchip this one doesn't have, and this one has $10 more expensive expansion. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, get a life. Really. Stop this nonsense. This is so fucking stupid. If this is what you're obsessing over. And the other funny thing about all of this is, you're both trumped, both parties, both the Microsoft and the Sony fanboys are trumped by PC anyway. Because if you just had a high-end gaming PC, it's better than both consoles anyway. So it doesn't even fucking matter what they're saying. It's just like so stupid. I really like, oh my god. How do these people live like this? They just sit there obsessing. Stop obsessing, right? Get a life of your own. And then you won't have to obsess over these little nuances of the console. Go get some friends, get a hobby, and stop making this microanalyzation of hardware your hobby. Just stop it right now. It's not healthy behavior. You need something going on that's more useful. Go learn how to cook a meal. Go to your kitchen and chop some vegetables. You'll get infinite more enjoyment and usefulness, utility out of that in your life than sitting here obsessing over the microchip on the motherboard. Okay? Really. This is just, it's out of control. Alright, that's just my opinion, though. Okay. That damn straight they should go learn how to cook penne pasta. There you go. Alright, guys. It is now time for shout-outs. Are you ready? Alright. So first off, overnight a couple cheers came in. We had Dr. Tony Huge who did a 500-bit cheer overnight. He said, hey dude, sorry I haven't been able to watch as much anymore. I hope you've been having good streams lately. Indeed I have. I've been having fun with the streams for sure. Thanks for the overnight cheer, Dr. Tony Huge, and don't worry about not being able to be here. Keep in mind, you ever want to get caught up? That's why I archive everything over on DSPGaming on YouTube, so those who cannot be here in person can get caught up when they have a chance to go watch the on-demand video. So give that a look. Okay? Okay. Last Rambo cheered and said Super Mario 35 will have an event starting today until Monday where the tracks will be crowded with enemies in a gauntlet mode. That's pretty much what the whole game is, though. Like, if you're not aware, maybe you didn't watch me play the first session. That's exactly what the game is. You're running through regular Super Mario Brothers stages, and as your opponents kill enemies, alright, those enemies are added to your map, so you end up fighting hordes and waves of enemies that normally wouldn't be there. So to me, like, that sounds to me exactly what it is, so that doesn't sound interesting at all. Okay? Golden Colts just cheered, and he said, looking forward to Amnesia, the double Ds. The Dark Descent, the double Ds. Please don't pretend to not be scared. It's okay to be open with your emotions. Be sure the gamma is sufficiently high. I think things are brighter on your end than ours, judging how you usually set gamma in games. I purposely do that. When you notice, when I play games, horror games, or any game where it's very dark, I always put the gamma up. Because for some reason, capture devices go darker. I don't know why. Like, I don't mess with the gamma settings on my consoles. I don't mess with the gamma settings on my TV. But when I play these games, frequently you guys tell me it's too dark, and I'm like, I didn't touch anything. You know, I don't know. So I'll have to up the gamma so we can all see what the hell's going on. Rob on Wheels gifted us a sub to Sideways Turd. Okay, Sideways Turd. I don't even know how a turd could kind of be sideways. I didn't know that turds had, like, a natural directional orientation. But congratulations, and thank you, Rob, for the channel support. Liza Versol was the first cheerer of the day. He did a 50-bit cheer and says, I'm your biggest fan. Yes, Liza Versol, you mentioned this very frequently, and I appreciate your support. Thank you very much for being the first cheerer of the day. Rob on Wheels tipped me $5, and he says, as I said in my tweet, I hope this port performs well. Yes, I mean, indeed, this is a port. We all know that the Amnesia series started off as a PC-exclusive series. And I'm obviously hoping that it performs well. You would think on PS4 Pro, why wouldn't it? But at the same time, we've seen botched ports. I mean, fuck. Did you just see Crysis Remastered 2 weeks ago? How bad that fucking game was? So, hopefully this performs well. I mean, the game's 4 years old. This collection actually came out November of 2016. So it's 4 years old. You would have think by now, if the game had performance issues, they would have patched it and fixed it. Okay? So, I hope it's good. Bozo Mode cheered. Here we go, Bozo Mode. I'm sure this won't be making fun of me, right? They said, didn't you say you used to overreact with extreme rage at games back in the day? Were you mad that your overreactions didn't go viral like other YouTubers? Back in the day, my mentality was, don't take anything seriously. This is not a serious job. This is not a serious thing. I thought basically that the whole idea that people would want to see me make a video of a game or whatever was silly. I thought the whole thing was a joke. So I treated it as such. I constantly riffed on game developers. I constantly made fun of every game that I played, right? What were my criticisms valid? Sometimes yes, and sometimes yes, they were over-exaggerated on purpose for comedic value. All right, that was kind of my shtick. But people knew that was my shtick, right? And, you know, that was the thing that for a long time people liked until I would say I started doing it with games like the Metal Gear Solid series, and then it backfired and people basically hated me for it. But am I mad that my overreactions didn't go viral like other YouTubers? No, because at the time I was doing it, I was the first person doing it. I was the person who went viral for doing it. You understand? Now, did I go viral and get millions of views? Well, in some cases with the Spider-Man playthroughs and stuff, yes. In every video, of course not. But I was the person who did it first. Other people were doing commentary on games, don't get me wrong. But there wasn't someone who was, you know, riffing, joking, and doing the kind of shit that I was doing. I was the person who made that kind of commentary style popular and mainstream on YouTube. Many different people admitted over the years that they were inspired by my commentary style to do their own kind of gameplay videos and stuff. But, you know, like everything, it gets stale. And that's the thing. I did that since, 2008 through, 2012, 2013. And it got really stale. People were like, dude, you're doing the same thing 5 years later. You got to change. So, eventually I did. But, was I mad that I didn't go virally popular for doing it? No. I was very popular. What I was mad at was that I saw people who didn't put in a fraction of the time or effort that I had done. And yet we're going virally popular for faking it. For literally acting like they were scared constantly. You know, being a character. Which, yes, was I a character in the content back then? Partially. But basically it was just an over-exaggeration of maybe a valid criticism or something. You know, obviously, I don't hate Hideo Kojima, and I never said, fuck him, he's a fucking asshole, or whatever. That was meant to incense my audience and make them get a reaction, right? But at the same time, you knew when you watched me do a playthrough that was pretty valid, and my criticisms were valid, and people would actually judge based off of what I said and did in the game, whether it was good or not. Versus when you're watching someone who legitimately is 100% of the time faking being scared to get a reaction from you so you'll throw the money, is kind of illegitimate and kind of unfair, right? And that's what I didn't like. I didn't like that, sadly, people were getting virally popular for being a character or a faker. And while I was for 5+ years at that point, busting my ass, being the most prolific gaming YouTuber, putting out more videos than anyone else, yet people were getting virally popular overnight for literal nothing, for faking. And people were so dumb that they actually thought it was funny and were falling for that shit. All right? But now, you know, like I said, I'm a different guy now. I could give two fucks what anyone out there does. If you like what other content creators do, go watch it. I don't care. I'm here to say I'm enjoying what I do. I have an audience. That's all I care about. I don't give two fucks about what anyone else is doing, you know? I have the right to criticize it if I don't like it. If I want to say, man, someone out there's acting like a Muppet and dressing up, and I think that that's illegitimate, I can say that, but I'm not going to tell you to not go watch their content. That's your choice. I feel that my viewing audience is smart enough to figure out what they like and what they don't like, and I'll tell you my opinions on it, but I'm not going to say, oh, you know, that's no good. What I did 7 years ago when I played Amnesia was not right. I didn't give the game a fair shake because I was being an asshole towards those content creators and towards the game. I'm not going to do that this time because I've grown up and I've matured. Okay? Alright, middle class liberal softy. Resubscribe for 29 months and excited to see you play Amnesia game. If you get the chance, you should check out the underrated A Machine for Pigs, which has a really creepy narrative which you might enjoy. This is the Amnesia collection. This PS4 collection is both games. Amnesia Dark Descent and Amnesia Machine for Pigs. So I have it. I would be able to play it if I wanted to, but from what I've heard, that's not the same people who made it, right? It was the same franchise, but apparently it's not the same people who made it. So that's why people say that Machine for Pigs feels like a completely different game from the first one. Am I right in that regard? That's what I heard. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I heard, that it was made by different people, and that's why the games feel different. But anyway, no, I could play them. Okay. All right, Ross Prey. Resell for 25 months and looking forward to watching you play this. I managed to pre-order an Xbox Series X. Excited to see what you choose. Well, I choose. I pre-ordered the PS5. So, anyway, confused. Mr. Scream, subscribe to the channel for 2 months. Thank you, Mr. Scream, for a 2-month resub. Poopster cheered. He says, I wonder what it will take for people to stop harassing you. Hope eventually one of these people will get a lengthy sentence as well as pay restitution to you. I mean, I think that's what it's going to take. Someone actually is going to have to go to jail at this point. Like, because obviously these people feel that they are completely immune to everything, right? They feel that no matter what they say and do, no matter what illegal actions they take, no one's going to ever come after them. It's going to take someone going to jail. Once someone goes to jail, that's it. Then people will be like, okay, I'm not fucking with that no more because I don't want my life to get ruined for trolling over the internet. But sadly, we have so many real-life things that we have to worry about. We have COVID right now, which is so important that we all stay healthy and safe. And, you know, that's the most important thing going on. You know, internet trolling is the least priority for fucking people who police stuff. You know what I mean? Shui701 cheered. He says, that's nuts, man. People are seriously sick. Yeah, I agree. Again, you cannot be mentally sane and think that that's funny or think that it's okay to commit crimes against a person repeatedly. It just doesn't happen. You have something wrong in your head and you need to seek medical attention. Like, you cannot live your life like that. You're going to eventually do something so fucked that you're going to either hurt yourself or others around you, and it's not right, you know? But it takes self-awareness, and that's the problem. I would guarantee whoever does this shit is in such denial that anything they do is wrong. They have no moral compass. Maybe they weren't raised like us, and they don't know right from wrong. They don't understand that constantly committing crimes like this against a streamer who doesn't know who they are and has never interacted with them before, that this is some kind of insane obsession, and they need help. They don't get that. To them, they've convinced themselves in this weird mania in their head that this is normal human behavior when it's not. Okay? Dislin, resubscribe for 2 months in a row, 4 total. So I'm excited for you to start playing the Amnesia series today. I've been loving the content so much. Your pre-streams make my work commutes so much easier. Please don't let the trolls get you down. Keep it up. Thank you, Dislin, for the ongoing support. Poopster did a 59-bit cheer. Now, he would have been the top cheer, but someone actually did a 100-bit cheer right after, so I'm going to wait to update the leaderboard, he says. The sad thing is, you're a much better person and streamer now. If you started with a blank slate, I bet you would have no detractors. I don't know. To me, I've seen internet culture change so much in 12 years that it just seems like there's people out there who all they want to do is latch on to people in a negative way, period. You could be the nicest guy on the planet and probably still get detractors or haters at this point. But certainly, if things were starting today, day one, I doubt I would have these kind of people stalking me around because, you know, the thing is, I got popular at a time, like I've said this many times, it was the right place, the right time, and I was different from everyone else, and that's why I got popular, okay? Now, obviously, over time, I had to change for the better, but people just seem to latch on to the fact that at one point, people thought it was great to hate on me, so now they just keep doing it. It's a mania. It's an actual condition where you think that it's okay to do these kind of things to someone with no justification. It's like they think they're internet Robin Hoods or some shit. But it's like, but what did Phil do to justify anything? Well, he scammed his fans. Those are all conspiracy theories. They're not real. You fabricated this situation in your mind. You're nuts. You know? But that's the thing. Yeah, you're right. Maybe today, if I were to start and I didn't have an insane group of people who hated on me just for the sake of continuing to hate, then maybe it wouldn't even ever nearly get to the level that it's at now. But now it's too late, you know. It's too late to do anything about that. These people are just crazy. A Reflecting God resubscribed for 2 months. Thank you very much, Reflecting God, for the ongoing support. Serpent Aviv cheered and said, PlayStation versus Xbox fanboys arguing just like old times, huh? Yeah, it seems like it never changes. Right? It seriously seems like it never changes. Ever. Dr. Tony Huge did a 100-bit cheer. So he is the biggest cheerer so far today. Let's get him up on the internet. So he's under the impression that the person who is doing all this stuff to me is someone in like some weird little rinky-dink third world country who basically no one's ever going to try to go after or extradite for these crimes, and therefore there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, and the thing is, Dr. Tony Huge, I mean, what could I do about it? You know, I certainly have a life, and I have a family, and I have a business, and I don't have time to try to spend sitting in detractor circles trying to hear who's the person who's talking about this, and look, can someone figure out who they are? And then can we get the FBI after them? No, I don't have time for this shit, nor is it gonna, it's not gonna amount to anything. That's what I mean. What's gonna take is this person's finally gonna have to do something so stupid that either they completely give away their identity, which could happen because they're obviously this stupid if they think that filing fake court documents in my name is gonna do anything, or they hurt someone. And I doubtful that it'll even be me. They're gonna end up hurting themselves or someone around them with their fucked up actions. And then something's actually going to happen. But that's the thing. Right now, it's just trolling against me. And has it concretely hurt things? Yes. I mean, yet these chargebacks this week, if anything, are direct evidence that it's going to hurt me in the long term, which is why I had to take precautions against getting these fake tips to begin with. But it's not something that's ending me or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just little nuisances here and there. Their giant actions committing fraud and doing heinous crimes just creates a little hindrance for me here and there every once in a while. It's not a big deal, you know. But what can you do? I can't do anything about it. I don't have time to fucking hunt this person down, and I certainly don't have an internet task force to go after these fuckers. So it is what it is, right? A Foxy Senko cheered. Says, it's funny how your haters think you can do legal proceedings online without you actually being there present and forging a signature. It just shows they are not taught well. I'm curious if you're financially stable, would they take legal action? Would I take legal action against them? There's no way I could. They're anonymous. That's the thing. It would be one thing if these were people who were like in the United States and they were making their presence known. These are people likely in other countries where they think that they're safe and they're trying to be anonymous. And, you know, how do you go after someone like that? You know, you can't. So there's nothing, there's no way I could do anything about it. At least in my knowledge. Eternal Napalm Cheers said, what's the statistical probability of playing Danganronpa V3 or Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls during the Halloween Marathon? V3 is 0. 0. It's not a fucking game for a marathon. As I said multiple times, the people nominating it are being very stupid because it's not going to happen. Ultra Despair Girls, I heard, is like an on-rail shooter, which I don't really understand how that could be because that's nothing like the other games. And some people said it is horror-themed. I don't know how that could be either. But the only way that would happen is if it's cheap. Like, it was like $5-10 tops. Maybe I would play it. But if it's like $20-30, no, I'm not dropping money on an on-rail shooter that I'll play for an hour during a marathon. That's going to be expensive. It's not going to happen, okay? Shui701 cheered and said, time for old tried and true DSP walk backwards through the door so the monsters don't spawn trick. It might work. Maybe it will work. This is an old, this is what, 7-8 years old, this game? Maybe that will work. Maybe you could walk backwards through the whole fucking game and no monsters will show up. Right? Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Darkside Kenny cheers. Yesterday you mentioned a certain detractor having less viewers than you streaming on Twitch. I didn't mention it. No. I didn't mention it. Someone asked that as a question for Ask the King, and I responded to it because someone brought it up. Let's be honest. I don't bring those fuckers up at all. I don't ever bring them up unless there's a good reason to, like I need to defend myself to something nasty they said about me, or they're threatening my family members, or someone brings it up. Then I address it. I did not bring it up. So let's rephrase Darkside Kenny's cheer. Yesterday, someone on Ask the King asked you a question about a certain detractor having less viewers than you streaming on Twitch when not talking about you, and I enjoy some of his streams not talking about you. Is it okay for us to be fans of both you and him? Yes. It's okay for you to be a fan as long as you realize that when things get personal, that's not right. Like, I'm telling you, I truly believe, because you're talking about Tevin, I fully believe the guy must have talent. because there's no way that he could have a following if he had no talent, right? He has to have talent, and he must be entertaining to an audience, and that's a good thing. I just wish that he would take that talent and direct it towards something positive. You know what I'm saying? Please direct it towards something positive. Do something outside of being negative and toxic towards someone else who just doesn't give two fucks about you. Instead, do your own content and actually build up an audience for your own kind of content that's not just attacking me constantly. I feel he could do it. I actually genuinely feel he could do it because he has talent, or else he wouldn't have a following. But do it and don't hurt others in the process. You can be, if you have talent, all right, real talent, then you can actually be popular and be successful for yourself without bringing down others around you. That's the truth. The problem is, it's the easy way out to do it by bringing down others around you, and that's the easy way that a lot of people do it, and that's sad, right? So, if he has talent, he would try to show it by doing content that's not just toxic shit towards me. But you notice he's always doing toxic shit towards me, so that says something, right? Maybe he's just lazy and doesn't want to actually put in the work. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, you know? But, you know, I wish he would do. I honestly, you know, words of encouragement. If you can be positive and be successful for yourself, do it. Don't just sit here and be negative towards someone. Do something positive, you know? You notice that's not the shit that I do. I'm not constantly just sitting here ripping down other people and tearing shit apart. I play games and have fun and hang out with you guys, period. That's what I'm about, right? All right, Spartan King Cheers has been watching. Oh, by the way, I can't stop anyone from watching anyone else. Just to follow up with this, I can't stop anyone from watching anybody else, nor will I hold it against you. You know, it's one thing if you're watching me on a detractor stream and you're literally sitting there saying disgusting stuff about my family members and myself. That's fucked up. Yeah, then I'm gonna get pissed. But if you're just watching someone else's content, I can't. What am I gonna do? Oh my god, how dare you watch This Is How You Don't Play? Lean in manual permanent ban. No, I don't fucking care. I don't care. Do whatever you want. How would I even know? How the fuck would I even know what you're watching? Just don't then take that behavior and come into my stream and try to derail my content that's positive. You see what I'm saying? Don't bring their negative, toxic fucking memes into here and then expect that you're going to get away with it, because you're not. Okay? Alright, Eternal Napalm Cheers. It's funny you mentioned this game was done by wisecracking, overreacting streamers for viral views. That's exactly my exposure to this game in 2012. I mean, yeah. Exactly right. That's how this game became popular. People didn't know what this game was until this group of content creators literally overreacted to the game constantly and made it seem scarier than it was. And then the game became virally popular and people bought the shit out of it. And now these people have made a sequel, another game Soma, and now another one. You see? It's the same thing with Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, here's the thing. This game is legitimate a horror game. Five Nights at Freddy's is not even a game. Five Nights at Freddy's is the worst piece of shit, and I played that one. And I'm not gonna pretend here. That game was fucking duty. Five Nights at Freddy's is 100% grade A fecal matter. That game is not worth playing. It's not scary. It's a waste of fucking time. And the only reason anyone ever played it was because those same fucking content creators acted like it was scary when it's not. It's one of the worst things I've ever played. And that's not me over-exaggerating to hate on those content creators or the game. I played the game legit, and that game sucks. That game is fucking shit. It is the worst fucking game. I don't know how anyone could be scared at that. Pixelated animals. Oh my god, what a jump scare. Pixelated animals with a loud noise. Oh no. You might as well throw a piece of chocolate cake at me and make a loud noise. Oh, terrifying cake. You're like, fuck, this is so stupid. I don't know how anyone could be legit scared of that. Anyway, Darkside Kenny cheered again. He says, can you bring back the vest streak? No. But then he says, we don't have anything to say Now, here, by the way, Darkside Kenny, I know who you are, by the way. I don't know if you're aware of this. I know that you're one who goes into tractor circles and everything. Like, you think I don't know that, but I know who you are. So you can stop pretending. Because listen to what he says. He says, we don't have anything to tip towards that says fuck the detractors like the vest streak did. All the DSP underdogs need a vest to join together against the evil detractor. You see? He's basically, this is all tongue-in-cheek clickbait. Like, he's trying to bait me. Like, this is so dumb. Like, he doesn't know that I don't know who he is. Just because I don't ban you doesn't mean that, like, I don't know who you are. Technically you haven't broken the rules, but it's obvious that you're trying to bait me into saying stupid shit, right? Alright? The only people who talked about the vest streak like that were the detractors. The only people who said, yeah, see, Phil has people tip towards the vest streak to say, fuck us detractors, man. He's the ultimate underdog. And, you know, he's joining against us evil detractors. That was the detractors who said that. They're the ones who made that up, you know. Admittedly, the vest streak was something that rallied people to support me. They thought it was such an amazing, positive thing. It was. I mean, it was crazy. Look how long it lasted. What was it, like 5-6 months? Something crazy like that. And I never expected it to go that long. And admittedly, you're right. It did rally people. But, you know, it's hilarious. Oh, yeah, fuck you to the detractors. No one thought of it like that. People thought of it as, let's support Phil. Let's keep this positive thing going. Phil is in a year of rejuvenation for his streams, right? People are now thinking about Phil in a more positive light than they have in years. And Phil just got out of a really bad financial situation. Let's help him out. And that's what happened. And it went really well. This year's been going really well because of that. Okay? So stop saying nonsense. I know what's going on here. I know who you are. And you can just cut the crap right now. I'm not stupid. Spartan King Charity says, if the person is here in the States, they ought to know in some states it's up to 14 years or more in prison for falsifying a court document. These things usually eventually come full circle, so I'd watch out. Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if this is the same person. Who knows if the people who's doing the chargebacks and committing credit card fraud, as well as the person who's doing false DMCA takedowns, as well as the person who's now filing false court documents against me, keep in mind, as well as the person who impersonated a creditor during my fucking bankruptcy hearing. These are all serious crimes, right? They're all very serious crimes. And if they ever get caught up with, they're fucked. They're going to, there's no way about it. You're leaving such a trail of behavior out there. You're going to jail. There's not going to be any judge on planet Earth who's going to look at this and say, it was just lighthearted fun. Let them go. You will be going to jail. But I don't think that it's, I mean, personally, this is me. At least in my lifetime, I haven't seen this kind of shit actually be taken seriously. So I don't know if it ever will. You know, I guess we'll find out. All right, anyway. Shout outs to the top cheers of the week, my friends. Lives of Our Souls in 10th place. Jay Hawkwards in 9th. Golden Colts in 8th. Ninstar Rune in 7th place. Wooback Baby in 6th. Darkside Kenny is in 5th. That Dude Roz is in 4th. Bubble Buddy in 3rd. Dr. Tony Hughes is in 2nd. And Big B Wolf, only slightly ahead of everyone else by 298,900 bits. Thank you, Big B Wolf, for the 300,000 bits of cheering this week. That is insanely amazing. Now, also, thank you to everyone who gifted a subscription this week, including Alfred Aponte, Kubi Contract, Eddie Bot, Super Batcat, Kyle, and Jalapeno Milk, who each gifted a single subscription. Thank you to Kashmir Goat and the Alcoholic Mormon, who each gifted 2 subs each. Thank you to Diocletian, who gifted 3 subscriptions. And, of course, thank you to Django Pops for a 5 sub gift. Very appreciated this week. Okay? Okay. Dr. Tony Hooge did a 200-bit cheers. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if the person doing these things is the same person or a group of people. It seems like their trolling tactics may get more serious. You know, it started little things like chargebacks to now filing fake divorce papers, so stay safe. I mean, yeah, and the thing is, again, the thing is, they're going to do things that they can do over the internet that are anonymous. This person is not going to be someone who's going to now leave the troll cave, as they say. This person's not going to step into the light and do anything. The reason this person is doing it is because they've now been conditioned through what's happened over the past few months. They've been conditioned to be told by Twitch not taking any action against the false DMCA takedowns, by, you know, PayPal and other companies not really caring about all these chargebacks. And now, you know, now you're right. They will keep escalating until they finally get to a situation where something serious actually happens, and now they get in trouble for it. Because they've been conditioned to think that they're immune. The internet has conditioned these people to think that insane, illegal behavior is fair and fine and no problems. Now, again, us, well-conditioned humans, people who were raised with morals and values by our parents, who we learned right from wrong as we grew up, we have a moral compass in our head to know what's right and wrong. We know that if everyone just went out there and did fucked up things to each other, the world would be a chaotic and disgusting, awful place. We see people doing awful things to each other here in the United States on a daily basis, this past particular year, we've seen really nasty, heinous things, and we're like, we don't want the world to be like that. So we do not condone these actions. We instead we condemn these actions when we see them happen, because we realize that a society where everyone just gets away with everything is a fucked up society, right? But this person and these people, whoever they are, don't have that. They apparently weren't raised in a situation where they think that, they don't understand that if everyone just does fucked up things to each other, that just because you get away with it, it's not okay. You know, they don't understand that. They just think if you can get away with it, it's fine. Right? If I could rob a bank right now and get away with it, it's fine. If I could go, you know, do whatever, it's fine. As long as I don't get caught, everything's fine. That's mental illness. And sadly, there's a lot of people out there like that, you know? So, it is what it is. But like I said, this kind of person is not going to take one step outside of their comfort zone, their little safe space where they can get away with this shit. You notice everything's been done over the internet. It's all internet-based shit. That's how these people operate. The moment that something has to be done where there's personal risk to them, or they feel there's personal risk, it won't happen. Okay. Alright, guys. Just trying to think if there's anything else. The final thing I will say, reminder, please, if you can today, tip me. I really need the help now. I've had 3 streams in a row where tips have actually been slow when I actually needed help via tips. And I'm being honest here. You know, we've got today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, and I'm hoping between those 4 days I can raise enough just to do my normal shit on Tuesday, or else I got to start draining money that's supposed to pay bills. Now, this is not your fault. I'm not trying to guilt trip anyone. I'm being honest and upfront with all of you about this. This is a fucked up situation because of the insane amount of chargebacks I got. I'm between a rock and a hard place. I'm relying on you guys to kind of help me out over this weekend so I can get to the point where I get paid by Twitch, and then I'm fine. And then we can go right back to where we were for the rest of this year, where I never had to talk like this on streams. I don't like talking like this on streams. It's fucked up, right? I don't like putting my problems on you, but you are the people who crowdfund me. You're my source of income. So I do have to kind of lean on you from time to time when fucked up stuff happens. This asshole put me in a bad position for this week. So if you can help, if you like the fact that I'm doing Amnesia, you like the stuff I'm doing, please tip me if you can. I appreciate that. All right? 2 more cheers came in. Retro Gym cheers. Have you ever tried learning an instrument? No. At one point, I was going to try to play the guitar or the drums, and I didn't do either. TJ Gamebox Charity says, this year's Halloween, are you going to do anything with Kat on stream? No. No. As I said many times, she has no desire to be involved in any of my content. All right. It's time for a break. I got to use the bathroom. When I come back, it's Amnesia in the Dark. For those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the stream, look. Amnesia in the Dark. And by the way, I do have this. Ooh, I have a flashlight so we can play Amnesia in the dark. Ooh. Okay, so anyway. Yes, we could do that. I don't know if there's anywhere I could put it, because the thing is, if I put it like this, it's going to blind me. But I'll probably just turn it on from time to time and go, ooh, and then I'll turn it back off, okay? But anyway, Amnesia in the Dark when I get back from break. Okay, guys? Lives for Soul cheered. He says, I'm your biggest fan. Thank you, Lives for Soul, for the 195-bit cheer. All right, I'll be back in a bit. I can't even see myself. Holy shit. I'll be back in a bit. Thanks, guys, and see you in a sec.